You don't fail at networking because you're not talented. You fail because you walk into rooms like a human being when you should be walking in like a position. Let me describe a scene you've lived 100 times. You enter a room. Maybe it's an event, maybe it's a business meeting, maybe it's a party. The air has that quiet tension. People are smiling, but everyone is scanning. They're not looking for friends. They're looking for value, leverage, access, protection, and you feel it instantly. You shake hands, you introduce yourself, you try to be warm, you try to be normal, you even try to be impressive, but it's like you're speaking through glass. Then you watch it happen. A certain person enters. No loud entrance, no dramatic speech, just presence. People turn, bodies shift toward them. The room rearranges itself. They didn't earn that attention in the last 5 minutes. They brought something with them, something invisible, a signal. And here's the brutal truth nobody says out loud. Power does not respect sincerity. Power respects utility. Not because powerful people are evil, but because power is expensive, it's stressful, it attracts predators, so power becomes selective. If you want to connect with powerful people, you have to stop approaching them like a fan, stop approaching them like a good person, stop approaching them like you're asking for a chance, because they hear that request 1,000 times. They don't need more friends. They don't need more admirers. They don't need another nice person trying to be seen. They need assets. They need allies. They need mirrors. They need people who reduce risk and increase status. And if that sounds cold, good, because cold is clarity. Niccolo Machiavelli wrote The Prince over 500 years ago, not as a guide for villains, but as a manual for reality. He understood something most people refuse to accept. Human nature runs on self-interest, fear, and vanity. Ignore that, and you'll live as a pawn. Master it, and you become the hand that moves the pieces. In the next few minutes, I'm going to give you 13 laws, ruthless laws, that explain how powerful circles actually work. Not how they pretend to work, how they work when the doors close. And I need you to understand something before we start. These laws can be used to manipulate, but they can also be used as armor, to stop being invisible, to stop being used, to stop begging for recognition. Because once you see the strings, you can never go back to being a puppet. So let's begin. Your first instinct around power is to impress. You finally meet someone influential, someone with status, money, reputation, and your ego grabs the steering wheel. You talk faster, you name drop, you over-explain your achievements, you try to show you belong, and you think that earns respect. It doesn't. It triggers insecurity. Here is what most people don't understand. Powerful people are often the most fragile people in the room because their identity is built on being the smartest, the strongest, the most visionary, the most connected, the most important. So when you enter shining too brightly, you don't look like an asset, you look like a threat to their identity, a threat to their dominance, a threat to the story they tell themselves. Machiavelli warned, appearing better than your superior is dangerous, not because you're wrong, because you're disruptive, and disruption gets punished. So what do? You don't dim your value, you reframe it. The strategy, make them look brilliant, then take the influence. When you offer an idea, don't present it like a spear, present it like a gift. Instead of saying, here's what you should do, say, I love the direction you've already taken. If you want, I can add one small angle that might make it even stronger. You're not challenging them, you're reinforcing them. When they speak, don't correct them publicly. Don't compete with their knowledge. Don't make them feel caught. You can be smarter than the king, but you must never make the king feel it. Because around power, perception is reality. The hidden benefit? When you stop trying to impress, you start observing. You watch what makes them defensive, what makes them relax, what they fear losing, what they crave being seen as. You learn their patterns. And once you learn the pattern, you can predict the person. And once you can predict the person, you can position yourself inside their world without resistance. Let them have the glory. You take the influence. Because the smartest move in a palace is not to be the brightest torch, it's to be the hand that controls the light. A predictable person is a controllable person. If I know what you want, I know how to use you. If you want money, I can buy you. If you want praise, I can flatter you. If you want access, I can dangle it like bait. And most people walk into powerful spaces wearing their hunger like perfume. They smile too hard. They laugh too quickly. They lean in too much. They overshare. They try to prove they deserve a seat. And their eyes scream one sentence: I need something from you. That sentence repels power, because power deals with neediness all day. So Machiavellian connection begins with one rule: become unreadable. Not cold, not rude, not robotic, just controlled. The strategy: be warm on the surface, locked at the core. You walk in friendly. You talk about human things: art, travel, philosophy, books, the environment, their interests. You let them feel the interaction is safe, but you do not reveal your end game. Because the moment they understand your agenda, they start pricing you. And if they can price you, they can control you. Mystery creates attraction. When they don't know what you want, they start projecting onto you. They start wondering, who is this person? Why is they so calm? What do they know? What do they want? Power hates uncertainty, but it's also fascinated by it. The mistake most people make, they think networking is pitching, so they sell too soon. But power isn't bought with a pitch. Power is seduced with presence. The goal in early contact isn't to ask, it's to plant yourself in their mind as a question. Because a person who becomes a question becomes remembered. And being remembered is the first currency of access. Keep your ambition locked in a vault. Smile, listen, be precise. Let them wonder. This is where most good people get destroyed. You need a favor. You need an introduction. You need mentorship. You need investment. So you approach power with a story. You talk about struggle. You talk about potential. You talk about how hard you work. You talk about fairness. You appeal to their kindness. And they nod, they smile, and then nothing happens. Why? Because mercy is a burden. Powerful people are constantly bombarded by people who deserve a chance. If they helped everyone who deserved it, they would be exhausted and broke. So here is the rule that changes everything. Power does not move for pity. Power moves for advantage. If you want powerful people to open doors, stop asking them to be good. Give them a reason to be strategic. The strategy? Offer a transaction disguised as an alliance. Don't say, "Can you help me?" Say, "I noticed something you might want to see." Don't say, "I'm looking for opportunities." Say, "I can remove a problem from your plate." Your goal is to find one of these 3 leverage points. Pain relief. What problem are they quietly suffering with? What drains their time, their reputation, their energy? Status gain. What would make them look smarter, more powerful, more admired? Risk reduction. What threat do they fear? Rivals, mistakes, uncertainty. When you can answer that, you stop being a stranger. You become a solution. And solutions are always welcomed inside. Example framing. I saw a pattern in your market that most people are missing. I think you're being lied to by the data. Here's why. There's a blind spot in your system that could cost you later. I can help fix it. Notice what you're doing. You're not asking for a seat. You're acting like you already belong because you bring something the room needs. That is the difference between a fan and an ally. Fans ask for attention. Allies create value and become impossible to ignore. And once you're needed, you don't need to beg. Most people destroy their value without ever realizing it. Not by failing, not by being weak, but by being too available. They answer messages instantly. They agree to every meeting. They show up whenever they're called. And they think this makes them loyal. In reality, it makes them replaceable. Power operates on a brutal economic principle. What is common is cheap. What is scarce is respected. Powerful people do not respect enthusiasm. They respect constraint. They live in a world where everything is accessible. Money, services, people, experiences. So the one thing that signals status is absence. Why availability kills attraction. When you are always reachable, you signal you have no competing priorities, your time is abundant, your life revolves around access. That places you below them in the hierarchy, and hierarchy is everything. Machiavelli understood this instinctively. A ruler who appears too often becomes ordinary. A ruler who withdraws becomes mythic. The strategy? Presence as an event. When you are there, be fully there. Calm, focused, precise. Make interactions efficient and impactful. Then leave. Not dramatically, not arrogantly, just unavailable. You don't explain, you don't apologize. You have a mission, a schedule, a life. This creates two psychological effects. One, you signal independence. You are not orbiting their gravity. Two, you trigger the Zeigarnik effect, an open loop in their mind. They start wondering, where did he go? What is he working on? Who else has his attention? Your absence occupies space, and when you return, your presence feels earned. Power does not chase what is always there. Power chases what it cannot fully control. Every powerful person is in love with themselves, even the humble ones, especially the humble ones. They may pretend otherwise, but internally they are obsessed with their worldview, their intelligence, their struggle, their identity. Most people try to connect by talking. Power connects through recognition. The fatal mistake. You talk about your ideas, your story, your opinions. To power, this is noise. What they crave is this feeling. This person gets me. The strategy? Become a mirror. You don't argue with their worldview. You reflect it back, slightly refined. Match their speech tempo. Match their posture. Match their language. If they speak in war metaphors, you speak in war metaphors. If they speak in systems, you speak in systems. If they speak emotionally, you soften. This is not imitation, it is neurological alignment. The subconscious response becomes, he thinks like me. He sees the world correctly. He's sharp. Trust is formed before logic enters. The dangerous power of mirroring. When someone sees themselves reflected cleanly, they relax, their guard drops. And once the guard drops, influence becomes effortless. They start preferring you, not consciously, instinctively, because you validate their internal narrative. People don't want truth, they want confirmation. Become that confirmation. Law 6. Become the gatekeeper of information. In ancient times, power was land. Today, power is information asymmetry. Not information everyone has, information others don't. Powerful people live in isolation, surrounded by yes men, filtered realities, polished reports. They are starving for signal. The strategy? Curated intelligence. You don't gossip, you don't overshare, you deliver patterns, warnings, strategic insight. I'm hearing something you might want to know. There's a shift happening that hasn't surfaced yet. Someone is lying to you. Here's where.
When you do this, you become a shield, a scout, an early warning system. And once you are that, you are no longer optional. The critical rule: never reveal all sources, never give raw access. If they can get the information without you, you lose leverage. You deliver the result, not the pipeline. This creates dependency without begging, and dependency is power. Nothing bonds faster than shared opposition. Humans evolved in tribes. We define ourselves by who we fight. Powerful people are no different. The strategy? Align with their enemy. Find what they despise: incompetence, bureaucracy, mediocrity, a rival ideology, a specific competitor. Then validate it. Not with whining, with clarity. You're right, this industry rewards mediocrity. That system is broken, and you are one of the few who sees it. This frames them as the hero, the visionary, the lone sane one. And you become the ally who understands the battlefield. Now it's not me and you, it's us versus them. That bond is deep, primitive, sticky. People don't live in reality, they live in who they wish they were. The ruthless executive wants to see himself as noble. The insecure leader wants to be seen as decisive. The chaotic genius wants to be disciplined. The strategy? Support the fantasy. You don't confront it, you support it. If they want to be the mentor, you become the student. If they want to be the king, you become the knight. If they want to be the rebel, you become the accomplice. You are not lying, you are selecting the angle that keeps access open. Reality threatens ego. Fantasy protects it. And people protect who protect their self-image.
Powerful people are under constant pressure. Decisions, risk, responsibility. Most people add to the chaos. You must become the calm. The strategy? Absorb, don't react. When they panic, you slow down. When they rage, you ground. When they spiral, you simplify. 3 words change everything. It's handled. Those words remove weight. You become relief, and relief is addictive. They won't need you for ideas. They'll need you for regulation. Rigid people break. Flexible people survive. When dealing with power, identity is a liability. The strategy? Adapt without ego. Formal room to formal posture. Casual room to relaxed confidence. Aggressive energy to controlled strength. You don't insist on being yourself. You insist on being effective. Formlessness makes you untouchable. This is the core Machiavellian law. If you are replaceable, you are expendable. The strategy? Become structurally necessary. Own something critical. Master something obscure. Control a relationship they can't lose. You don't ask for loyalty, you design reliance. When they think, "What would I do without him?" you have won. The most powerful person isn't the loudest, it's the one who defines the choices. The strategy? Frame decisions. Never ask, "What do you want to do?" Say, "Here are the 3 paths. Option 2 is strongest." They feel in control. You control the frame. The final paradox? To connect with power, you must not need it. The strategy? Inner sovereignty. Have your own mission, your own code, your own exit. Neediness repels power. Wholeness attracts it. When you can walk away, they lean in. These laws are not evil, they are honest. Power isn't built on fairness, it's built on understanding human nature. You can remain innocent, or you can become strategic. The choice is yours. Welcome to the inner circle.